Tenzin? Tenzin, 'tis I! Sheathe your sword, I beg of you! You gave me the strength to rise from the ashes! I could not bear to lose you again! Trust in me, my love! I will protect you, I promise! Please, my love, if only you would listen. Why do you do this?